So after all that fight drama gets shut down, the patriarch has officially had enough. He stands up, arms wide, and kills every conversation in the room with one word. Quiet. Done. 40 people shut up simultaneously. Liu Yishui is sitting right beside him, looking like a man who slept through the entire brawl and just woke up refreshed. Not a single wrinkle of stress on that face. The patriarch turns to his guest and makes his pitch. Mr. Liu, you are our rare guest. Why don't you take this opportunity to show us the art of alchemy? Liu Yishui sets his cup down. Well, since Master Li has asked me so respectfully, then I will show you my hand. And the entire room just changes energy. Because this is not some local guy doing party tricks. Top 5 in the entire empire. The kind of name that makes nobles straighten their backs and pretend they were never rude to anyone 5 minutes ago. He steps up and calls the fire. Just that one move has everyone leaning forward from their tables. The cauldron ignites and the gold light that pours out fills the entire hall instantly. Energy so thick you can feel it pressing against your chest just standing nearby. The crowd completely loses it. This is a Fort Dragon landing. The top 5 in the Empire alchemists. Young Master Li is standing there drinking every single drop of this moment. People around him are already treating him like the apprenticeship is signed and sealed. Mr. Li, when you become an apprentice of Master Liu, you have to pay more attention. Li Ling just smiles and waves it off. Ha ha, that's natural. That's natural. Has not signed a single paper yet and is already acting like the head of the guild. The confidence is something to behold honestly. Yang Chen stands on the side, completely unimpressed. He watches Master Liu throw his hands out and yell fire, instantly engulfing the floating golden cauldron in roaring orange flames, while the entire room stares with their mouths open. Yang Chen just lets out a sigh and shakes his head. He comments out loud that the guy couldn't even produce a basic palm-fired spirit fire, concluding that the ancient art of alchemy has truly been lost. Young Master Li catches him shaking his head and completely loses his mind. He points a finger, screaming and demanding to know if Yang Chen is intentionally looking down on Master Liu's alchemy. Right on cue, the purple-robed patriarch joins the dog pile, snapping that a little servant has no right to be so rude to a grandmother. The entire room goes dead silent until Master Liu suddenly freezes, narrows his eyes, and says wait. The flames instantly die down, leaving the cauldron sitting on the floor. Master Liu slowly turns around, walks right up to the white-haired teenager, and asks if the little friend really doesn't like his alchemy. Everyone expects Yang Chen to beg for mercy, but instead, he looks the grandmother dead in the eye. He delivers it clean, telling him that's right. His alchemy is just way too shallow and straight up not good. The entire dinner hall completely erupts. The patriarch and young Master Li start screeching at the top of their lungs, calling Yang Chen a piece of shit and screaming that slandering Master Liu is completely ridiculous. They are ready to execute him on the spot, totally clueless that this 18-year-old kid is about to completely shatter their reality. The dinner hall is in absolute shambles after Yang Chen's insult. His guardian panics, grabbing him and yelling to ask what he is talking about. Meanwhile, young Master Li bows to his father, screaming that Yang Chen must be punished heavily. The purple-robed patriarch immediately orders the guards to go capture him. But before anyone can move, Master Liu raises a hand and shouts for them to wait. He looks at Yang Chen and asks to hear his thoughts on alchemy. Yang Chen points at the flames, explaining that spirit grass is the main ingredient of Jushin Dan, but it is completely ruined the way Master Liu is using it. Master Liu narrows his eyes, asking what this young friend means. Young Master Li steps in again, shouting that Yang Chen is just a trash, full of nonsense who knows nothing about alchemy, and tells Master Liu not to trust him. Even a girl in the crowd mocks Yang Chen, telling Master Liu to ignore this little person and just continue. Master Liu loses his temper and screams at them to shut up. Yang Chen stays totally calm, explaining that there are too many impurities in the root and stem of the spirit grass, making the refined elixir flawed. Master Liu's eyes go wide in realization. He bows deeply to Yang Chen, shocking the entire crowd by calling him master and asking for a solution. The crowd completely explodes in pure disbelief, wondering if their ears are broken, because a 3-grade grandmother Just call the known trash his master. Yang Chen doesn't even blink. He just commands Master Liu to continue performing alchemy and do exactly as he says. Master Liu submissively replies with a yes and immediately channels his power, shouting for the 4 dragons in heaven to rise. Massive rainbow energies swirl around the blazing cauldron as Yang Chen barks out orders for the ingredients to enter. He tells him to let the spirit grass stay while the rest continues refining. Master Liu concentrates all his energy on the glowing cauldron, following every single direction perfectly. The golden cauldron glows with incredible celestial light as the refining process reaches its peak. Yang Chen watches the energy levels closely and suddenly shouts the command to put the spirit grass in now. Master Liu looks startled by the timing, but complies instantly. Swirling green and orange light rings erupt from the cauldron, filling the entire dinner hall with a blinding aura. Yang Chen throws his hand out and yells for the pill to condense. A loud crackle echoes through the room as a brilliant, glowing green orb materializes at the top of the fiery cauldron, finalizing a flawless pill right before everyone's jaw-dropped faces. The cauldron sparks with intense energy as the process finishes. The crowd watches nervously, whispering in a panic, wondering if the pill is completely ruined. Young Master Li smirks, claiming there is no way this will succeed. Yang Chen remains perfectly calm, telling Master Liu to go ahead and open it. Master Liu flings the lid open, but his face completely drops when he looks inside. It looks like nothing but a lump of mud. He stares in shock, sweating bullets and thinking he totally failed. Seeing the mud, young Master Li and the girl break out into hysterical laughter. Li Ling mocks Yang Chen, shouting that trash is always trash, and questions how anyone could call him a master. The purple-robed patriarch immediately orders the guards to pull Yang Chen down and punish him heavily. The guards close in with spears while Li Ling barks orders to take Yang Chen off. But suddenly, the lump of mud cracks open, unleashing a blinding, celestial golden light that fills the entire hall. The patriarch freezes in total shock as a massive, swirling energy pattern forms above the cauldron. The room gasps as the pure aura radiates outward. Master Liu stares with wide eyes, realizing it is a legendary 4-grade Shen Dan. The onlookers completely lose their minds, wondering how a 3-grade alchemist could suddenly produce a 4-grade pill. And if it really happened because of Yang Chen, Li Ling stammers in disbelief, completely unable to understand what just happened. As the guards try to lay hands on Yang Chen, Master Liu snaps. He turns around and roars at the guards to get the hell out of there, releasing a powerful blast of energy that sends them flying backward. Master Liu steps forward to stand protectively in front of Yang Chen, letting out a heavy breath. He admits to himself that it's hard to believe, but Yang Chen really is a genius who made this pill possible. Right in front of the entire stunned crowd, the great-grandmother drops to his knees, bowing deeply to the teenager and thanking Master Chen for his incredible guidance. Li Ling's jaw hits the floor, and he frantically asks if Master Liu is kidding, insisting that a known trash cannot possibly be an alchemy master. He keeps pushing, asking if the grandmother is mistaken. Master Liu glares back with absolute fury, looking Li Ling dead in the eye, and simply tells him to fuck off. The raw authority in Master Liu's voice forces Li Ling straight to his knees in pure terror. Master Liu barks at him, calling him incredibly rude for slandering Master Yang. Li Ling points a shaking finger at Yang Chen, stuttering that he is going to make him suffer for this. Yang Chen just looks down at him with a cold, confident smirk, asking if he really thinks he wants to try doing that. Li Ling is completely speechless, his face turning pale as he sits frozen on the floor, while the patriarch watches the scene unfold with a look of heavy regret on his face. Realizing how badly he has messed up, Li Ling begins to stammer out a weak defense, but the heavy presence of Master Liu completely cuts him off. The orange-haired young master can only glare toward the floor in absolute rage and bitter frustration, knowing his reputation is entirely ruined. Li Ling finally forces himself to stand, trembling as he clenches his hands into a polite greeting pose, trying to save face despite his utter humiliation. Nearby, members of the crowd are sweating bullets, nervously whispering about how badly they offended Yang Chen and his father earlier in the evening. Meanwhile, Yang Chen completely ignores the entire room's panic, casually chatting and laughing with a thrilled master. Liu, as the golden pill, glows brightly between them. The crowd gathered as the patriarch made a sudden, major announcement regarding the family structure. He declared that since old son was officially retiring from his duties, old Yang would be stepping up to replace him as the new accountant starting tomorrow. Old Yang bowed his head deeply, offering his sincere gratitude to the patriarch for the position. However, the surrounding clan members immediately began whispering viciously among themselves, unable to believe that the father of a former genius was being reduced to taking a basic accountant role. In the background, a young man with bright orange hair clenched his teeth in pure frustration, swearing to himself that he would make Yang Chen pay while secretly wondering if he had made the wrong choice. Later that night, Yang Chen lay quietly on his back in his bedroom, holding open a thick history book and wondering what had truly happened to the powerful figures he once knew. But the moment he flipped to the table of contents, his eyes widened in absolute shock to see the second chapter titled Monarch of Kanglan Continent, Legend of Red Dust Queen. Yang Chen bolted upright in his bed, his mind racing in complete disbelief as he shouted, wondering how the history books could possibly claim the ruler was the Fairy of Red Dust instead of the Great Emperor of Pure Heart. Driven by confusion, Yang Chen frantically read through the pages, uncovering a massive historical cover-up that had been buried for 80,000 years. The text explained that 5 supreme leaders had originally united to end the Great War and rename the land as the Kanglan Continent. However, the Emperor of Pure Heart secretly launched a treacherous ambush against the other leaders to seize total control and dominate the continent entirely on his own. The book then claimed that the wife of the Stardust Emperor, known as the Fairy of the Red Dust, spent thousands of years working hard to avenge their deaths, eventually killing the Emperor of Pure Heart and completely unifying the continent. Yang Chen slammed the history book shut with a loud snap, his face twisting with rage as he realized the entire truth had been distorted. A sudden surge of blue spiritual energy ignited around his fist like furious flames as he swore a deadly oath in the name of the Stardust Emperor that revenge would be served. The next morning, Yang Chen took his fury to the training field, pushing his physical body past its absolute breaking point. Under the watchful eye of their strict sports teacher, Guo Fengxing, utilizing a powerful cultivation method called Senluo Wangxiang, he rapidly refined his body and accelerated his internal energy flow while sprinting with a massive boulder strapped to his back. The surrounding students stopped and stared in utter shock, unable to comprehend how the guy they used to mock as complete trash was running lap after lap. With one final explosive effort, Yang Chen completed a grueling 100 laps and successfully broke through to the 5th class martial arts rank. Immediately following his breakthrough, an arrogant classmate named Shai Hu swaggered forward to mock his efforts, boastfully claiming that pure physical strength was entirely useless compared to formal martial arts rankings. Yang Chen casually picked his nose with absolute indifference, openly mocking Shai Hu right back and promising to make him look stupid in a minute. Before a fight could break out, Teacher Guo stepped between them with a devious grin, loudly announcing an official class exchange competition against Class 3 so everyone could prove their real strength. Within minutes, the students of Class 3 arrived, led by their top fighter, Wu Jing, a formidable 5th class warrior and the grandson of the chairman of the Martial Arts Association, who possessed the legendary Sword of Terror style. The teacher established the rules, explaining that the competition would follow a continuous team elimination format where fighters would step up one by one until an entire class was wiped out. Yang Chen stretched his arms lazily, stepping toward the arena with complete arrogance as he told everyone to hurry up so he could finish and get back to his private training. Hearing this, the students of Class 3 erupted in anger at his disrespect. While back in the Class 1 lineup, a terrified Shai Hu desperately tried to hide by pretending to be invisible. But his classmates weren't having it. They grabbed him and forcefully hurled his screaming body directly into the arena to face Wu Jing. Shai Hu hit the grass with a hard faceplant, But as his classmates began loudly cheering his name, he tried to look intimidating as a fiery yellow aura erupted around his fists. With a loud shout, Shaihu lunged forward, throwing his weight into his signature move, the Hu Punch, straight toward his opponent. Wu Jing stood completely still, his hands resting by his side, without even bothering to reach for the heavy sword on his back. With a look of pure disdain, Wu Jing effortlessly sidestepped the fiery punch, spun on his heel, and delivered a devastating, lightning-fast kick straight into Shaihu's stomach, telling him to get the hell out of there. The brutal strike created a loud boom, launching Shaihu through the air until he crashed violently against the outer fence. A literal cartoon ghost comically floating out of his mouth as he lost consciousness. Wu Jing turned his back with utter indifference, coldly demanding the next challenger step forward as Shaihu lay face down in the dirt, completely knocked out in a single blow. The students of Class 3 immediately burst into mocking laughter, pointing fingers at Class 1 and loudly taunting them as nothing more than complete garbage. A heated argument instantly broke out between the two furious classes, with students shaking their fists and shouting threats across the dividing line. But amidst all the chaos, Yang Chen stood completely calm on the sidelines, a knowing smile crossing his face as he watched the display of power.